I wish I wasn't fat.
I wish I wasn't gay.
I wish I wasn't black.
I wish that I was brave.
I wish with every candle on the cake that I could quit doing these drugs, but I can't and I'm afraid.
I wish that I was smart.
I wish that I was rich.
I wish it wasn't hard for me to grow up and forgive.
I wish that I could help. I wish I wasn't sick.
I wish I was Tom McDonald. I'd be just like him.
I wish I wasn't sober. I miss it when the party wasn't over. Happiness was right around the corner. Every single night was like the best one of our lives. Now we're older. The good old days are out of reach. I wish that they were closer. I wish I wasn't anxious and I wish I could fast forward. And I wish that I could rewind, but they don't make that controller. I wish the nights were longer and I wish the days were shorter. And I wish that I could sleep enough to maintain my composure. I feel crazy. I wish that I was normal. I wish that I could kill myself but also be immortal. Take me to the oracle. I heard that time is borrowed. Can you give me back my yesterdays? I'll give you my tomorrows. Forget all of my morals and just live like I cannot remember sorrow. Before all of the tattoos and the cornrows, I was different.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing tonight? Welcome to Mike Files from Coyote, Wyoming. We have Mr. Tyler Tracy, TNT,
Dynamite
in the house. Kid, a dynamite, motherfucking TNT. You guys start doing that. You guys start working on your Brian Johnson.
Yeah, I don't spend a whole lot of time doing that.
Have you ever seen Jim Brewer do his like Jim Brewer?
The comedian.
Have you seen him do his AC/DC shit?
No, I never did.
Because he has a band that he goes up on stage with now, and he'll do like Metallica. Like he had Metallica in the. He'll get up there and be like, yeah.
Jim Brewer is funny.
Had James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich right there in the front row one night while he's doing that shit. But then he does this, he's like, it's really easy to do AC/DC song, and like he'll have the guitarist start like playing the same riff, and he'll just start stomping around, and then he does a great Brian Johnson. It's incredible. I should see if I can find it. It'd be funny to watch. I don't know. I'd probably get copyright infringement for showing it, but
if it's on YouTube, he would be all right?
Yeah, I don't know what sense that's his property. If it's from his stand-up, I don't think I can show it.
Yeah.
We could listen to it. But, anyway, if you guys haven't seen it, it's pretty funny shit. Just check it out. Anyway. So, here we are. Here we is. In another course of, another place in space and time. Coyote, Wyoming. The cultural epicenter of the planet. So Tyler was just giving me shit because I got a notification from TikTok, and I don't know if any of you people out there that are parents happen to see what was going on this week with that, but there was a post that went out that was saying that basically kids should go and shoot up their school on Friday the 17th, and it went very viral. I got a notification from the school. I got a notification. Not only on the email, but they called and left a voicemail talking about it.
Oh, no kidding.
And they're like, you need to check your kid's social media. And so that's why I got on TikTok.
Okay.
Because I'm not a TikToker. Contrary to what people might think, I don't do dances and things like that. This little dance here is about it. I'm using my hand like Jen Psaki right now. Let me reiterate. She says reiterate more times than anybody I've ever heard in my life. Every time she gets a question asked her, well, allow me to reiterate. It's like, stop reiterating. How about just speak?
You know what word I can't stand?
I don't know.
Literally.
I hate that one.
I hate literally.
The other one I can't stand is when people say like over and over and like, and then or you hear me? Or know what I'm saying?
Oh, I say that a lot. I do.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The one that I say a lot that I've been trying to get away from is saying right.
Oh, like
when somebody makes a point and then you go right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like right. Like though drives me absolutely up the wall. I cannot stand it when you hear somebody talking and every other word is like.
You also hate LOL.
I do not like LOL. Not a fan. I like LQTM.
Yeah.
Laughing quietly to myself.
I like SQJ Y. sitting quietly judging you.
Okay, I was going to put something different for that.
Yeah, I just made that
You
up.
threw the Y in there, though, and that screwed me up.
Yeah.
I was thinking, shit, quick, jack wagon.
Shit, quick, Jack Wayne.
Shit, quick, jack wagon. Yeah. We have things to do. Like, we have things to do. Like, okay?
Why are you still
Shit
in the
quick.
bathroom?
Shit, quick, jack wagon. Like, we have things to go do.
Like,
LOL.
for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know why LOL has always bothered me. And it's one of those things that when it comes through a text message from a female, it's kind of okay, but when a dude sends it, I really get, I don't know, I kind of get in my feelings about it a little
I
bit.
think I LOL'd you today, but
I think
did
you
that.
did LOL me, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
I was sitting there, what the heck? Oh, The Simpsons, Sideshow Bob, the one episode where he keeps stepping on the rake,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and every time it hits him in the face, he goes, ugh. He's just walking around, stepping on rakes. Wham! Ugh. That's me when I see LOL. It's the virtual rake to the face. Ugh. I don't know. I just don't think it's a thing that, I don't know.
You don't feel like men should say that.
I mean, that's fine. I just don't like it.
Right.
You can say whatever you want to say. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but it definitely makes me feel like I just don't think it's a legitimate answer.
Right.
I don't like it. I have a tendency when I'm texting I definitely have the gift of gab. And I overstate things. I think I overexplain things a lot of times.
Maybe.
But I don't like giving short answers. And I dislike it especially if I'm having a conversation with somebody that I feel like, especially via text. And that's the thing about text messages that suck, is because you're not necessarily able to convey. And I think people misconstrue a lot of times what you're saying. Like,
absolutely.
people, your the way you phrase things or whatever.
There's no inflection.
Right. And when you're not looking or even listening to somebody say what they're saying, then it's obviously easy to misconstrue things. But when you sit there and you're talking to somebody about a serious subject, and I'll do this, I'll write out a fucking, a novella.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm guilty of doing that. I'm that guy. But it drives me nuts when I do that to somebody. And I'm like, if I'm putting my feelings out there about something, if I'm serious about something, if I'm trying to convey something to somebody and then I get a LOL back or a okay.
What about the thumbs up?
I hate that. The only emoji that is okay to use is the poop emoji.
I like this one.
I used to get that from this girl all the time, and she'd do that one, or the one with the girl going whack and hitting herself in the face. And I was like, I'm going, what is that? What does that mean?
Dope.
It was either, and sometimes it was combined with a LOL.
What does that
You want
mean?
to see me go nuts? I don't know what it means. I'm about to throw the phone across the fucking room. That shit drives me up the fucking wall. It's like, you really don't have enough. You don't have enough thought for our conversation to even use words. You're gonna LOL me and then do the whack or the, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, that drives me nuts. You sit there and you write out like a paragraph to somebody about something, like, it's like, hey, you did this or that or the other thing, or it can be any number of things.
Yeah.
Even just explaining something that happened during the day, and then you get that back, LOL or okay. Right there, I'm done with the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, LOL, like, I'm done.
Right.
I'm going to just take a picture of myself doing that, plug it in as my own emoji.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do that?
They got
Create your own emojis?
with
Make your own?
Well, I think on Apple you can do the memoji.
Memoji?
Yeah.
Memoji?
That's what it's called.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe we should start an app where you can just use your own, your own expressions.
Your actual body.
Right.
Body.
See there, I just said right. But we could take a snapshot with the picture right here doing this. I'm really stupid. And, you know, I mean, what are you doing? Biting your fingernails there?
Yeah, I'm biting my fingernails. I'm
Are you
nervous.
nervous? Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did you see
but
the bad man?
That's my emoji.
That's your emoji?
I designed that guy.
That's awesome.
It looks like me when I have a beard. I don't have a beard right now.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard. That was a great memoji. I didn't even see. Now I'm learning something tonight. There's There's a such thing as a memoji.
Yeah.
So there we have it.
There we go.
Extort the lonely. Use a memoji. Why not? What else were we going to tackle tonight?
Hey, speaking of tech stuff, real quick,
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you the LOLs and the ROFLs and the use of the letter U instead of the word U reminds me a lot of George Orwell and his dystopian.
Right.
You know,
It does. There I said right
1984.
again.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
1984 newspeak, right out in public, right there.
And that's where we're at right now. We are living in a dystopian present.
Yeah.
It's not even a dystopian future.
Well, in 1984 it was.
Right. There I said right again. See, I have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just as guilty as everybody else by saying right all the time.
Yeah.
I think that right has a little more merit than LOL. I'm LOLing.
Yeah.
If
I
I'm
don't like
laughing at something that somebody tells me on a text message, I just say ha ha ha.
Yeah, I don't like it when people say LOL because I'm right there in front of your face and I know for a fact you're not laughing out loud because you had the
Exactly.
time to say LOL.
Exactly. Don't ever say that. Never in life.
It happens though. People to say that.
It's not a good thing.
It's a horrible thing.
I mean, you could end up getting, STFU'd. Slap the fuck up.
I thought you were going to say shut the fuck up.
I figure if you change shut to slapped, it's better.
Yeah, slapsgiving.
Slapsgiving. Yeah. Happy Slapsgiving. That's one there you don't even warn them and say Happy Slapsgiving because it's not a happy occasion.
Yeah.
It's just it's just a mandatory out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's a miserable time.
Whack. Oh God, I was watching a clip. It was I was watching some of those clips from The Office earlier, and there was one where Dwight, what's his name, Dwight Schrute.
Dwight Schrute. Schrute Farms.
He was he was trying to do something on the phone, and he was acting like he was trying to tell a joke where he's like, what does somebody did a knock joke, and he said, oh, I have a joke. He says, what does KGB stand for? I was looking around like, what the and then he goes into this German accent and he just slaps Michael in the face. And then Jim comes back at him with the same joke and slaps him in the face. And Dwight's getting pissed, and then he realized, he said, it worked. I remember that one night back in the day, we were riding in that cab on the way back from the Dollar.
Yeah.
Cold-ass winter night.
I barely remember that night.
And we were in the back, and we were, oh, God, that cab driver had to just be going, these two fucking guys.
Yeah.
We were slapping the living shit out of each other. I remember we got back to the house. You had like hand marks all over you. I had hand marks all over me. I think we just watched that How I Met Your Mother where they did the slapsgiving.
Absolutely.
And I think it was probably around the holidays.
Yeah.
And we were all gummed up. We were really gummed up to get a cab.
Yeah. Because usually we would have gotten maybe some Burger King.
Yeah.
And made our way home.
Or something. Made our way back to Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
That was right before we lived under the bridge.
And that was a nice few weeks.
It was always nice living under the bridge.
Yeah.
Tyler and I lived under a bridge for a while. It was nifty. There was a bunch of us, too. There was like...
Yeah, there's like four
on a given night, there was
4 or 5 cars there almost every night.
Yeah. Your car, my truck. Spaz would be down there. Who else? There was any number of people.
Spaz in his wagon or something. He's sleeping on his skateboard.
Well, he had that truck.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the truck.
Oh, my God. I'd love him to just walk in here right now. I'd get up and we'd do that handshake. I tried to hit him up. I hear he's around here. I just have never seen him.
I heard he was around here too, and I tried to hit him up a few years back.
And I hit him up not too long ago, and I was like, "Hey, dude, it's Captain Goodification."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
who doesn't want to talk to Captain Goodification? I mean,
I think-
we're gonna do some strategy.
Yeah, I think for some reason that he's trying to forget that
That part of it.
that part of his life.
Well, a lot of people might be.
Yeah.
I missed the wall of obscurity. We had this wall on this place that we lived, and we called it the wall of obscurity, and we would just put up, we were fairly deviant individuals at that point. I mean, it was kind of anything went. I mean, who knows how many people were in that place at a given time.
It was
But
definitely
you'd bring stuff, if you had random shit that you got throughout the day or the night or whatever, you'd bring home and you'd take a thumbtack and you'd put it up on the wall of obscurity.
Yeah, foreign money.
Giant
onesie from Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, napkin notes from Kid Poison.
Oh yeah.
That was one of my
That
favorite
was
ones.
my favorite.
I'm Kid Poison.
Yeah.
I'll kill all of you. I'm Brett Michaels. Oh, God, I wish somebody still had that. I would love to read that in his voice. Do you remember that one night? I think it was the night that you and I won that Halloween contest, the costume contest, when I was Walter Sopchak and you were the dude.
Yeah.
And remember that Zach dude came in and he was dressed up like Kevin?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the
And,
best.
and he sat next to him, and it took forever for Kevin to realize. And then when he looked over and realized that
Oh yeah, he was hurt.
he was not happy.
No.
If I remember right, he got up and left. And he was muttering a lot of expletives.
And it takes a lot to pry Kevin away from a bar.
Oh, it certainly. Well, he starts first. I mean, back then, that was when the downtowner was open.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would pass him going to or from work almost every morning. I mean, he's walking down Bighorn Avenue going to the downtowner that's where he'd start his day. He'd go in there and stock the beer.
Yeah.
And they'd give him beers, Budweiser. That's all he'd drink. All day. All day.
All day.
All day.
And he hated Bud Light.
Oh, yeah.
Unless
Red Budweiser. That Bud heavy.
Yeah, well, unless you peeled the tag off or whatever, the wrapping thing around the bottle.
Put a piece of red duct tape around it and wrote Bud on it with a Sharpie.
Yeah, then he was fine with it.
God, every day, it was like clockwork. You just see him. You drive down the road and you see that head bob, and then the jean jacket. He had that jean jacket with poison across the back, and he had headphones
he
on.
had a set of headphones a lot like
I
these.
guarantee he was listening to an old Sony Walkman too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With what was the name of that Poison album? The first one that came out, Open Up and Say Ah.
Yeah.
I guarantee. How many of those do you think he went through?
The cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
I guarantee.
Hundreds.
He told me his headboard of his bed was signed by Brett Michaels.
He told me it was carved to say Poison.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And he had signed posters and everything else.
Yeah, he was probably the head of the
I mean, I
Poison
always felt
fan
bad for the guy. Not bad, but I mean, I was, I would placate him and patronize him, I guess, until he got to a certain point when he'd get too gooned up, and
Yeah.
then it would be like, all right, dude, you got, it's time to,
Yeah.
tell it to the one-legged man so he can bump it on down the road.
Said lucky number 11.
I remember when I told that to the feds,
Yeah.
and they were like, "See, you're using all this crazy jargon, And they're like, I'm like, have you ever seen the movie Lucky Number 11? I told them something about the Kansas City Shuffle,
Oh yeah.
and they're like, "See, you did it again." And I'm like, they're trying to ask me questions. I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Kansas City Shuffle." See, you keep using these this street jargon. How are we supposed to know what that means? I'm like, it's a movie quote. You fucking jackass. Go put your badge back on.
Yeah.
They were doing that one day. They had they had a gun, fucking brass knuckles, knives, all this shit laid out, and they peeled off me.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It must be the Kansas City Shuffle. They're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "The Cincinnati Stall. You never heard of it?" Oh, man. Those were the days. Oh, were those days to come again. Oh, but they will. Just not for me.
Not for me either.
Negative Red Leader. That was a quote from the great Robert Hunter, the writer for the Grateful Dead. Oh, hey, you're getting a call.
My mom's calling me.
Oh, Cynthia. Hello, Cynthia.
Should I say hi?
You might as well say hi to Mom. Tell her we'll pull her on the air. We could Bluetooth her in. Here.
Hey, Mom. Hey, I'm doing a podcast right now.
You should be able to just hit your Bluetooth and bring her right in.
Hey, hold on real quick.
It should come up as Roadcaster on your phone. Maybe if you go to your Bluetooth setting. Did it come up?
Yep.
Okay, you should be able to click on it, and we should have her right through here. Hello, caller.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Do you know
How
who
you
you're speaking
doing?
with? I'm doing well. This is Mike.
I figured it was. He
Oh.
said he was doing a podcast.
Yeah,
You're on,
Yeah.
You're on the air, Mom.
you're live, caller. Long time listener,
Oh, dear.
first time caller.
Yes, I am. Where's my prize?
Well, next time I see you, I'll bring you a candied apple or some peanut brittle.
Please, no candy. I don't need it.
Okay, no candy then. How about
I'm just teasing.
a can of lima beans?
There you go.
Those are tasty,
There you go. Yeah.
gritty, and tasty.
Are you doing good today, Mom?
What's that?
Are you doing good today?
I'm doing all right.
Right on.
What are you
I've
up
been
to?
baking today. I've been
Ooh.
baking.
What did you bake?
Cookies and some zucchini bread
I like zucchini bread.
and
Lima
date
bean
bars.
bread.
yeah, date bars.
Date bars.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh, date
Those
bars.
are good.
Now that'll. Oh boy.
I made peanut butter fudge.
Oh geez. Those are two things
Yep.
that are great together.
Tomorrow I'm gonna
Lord.
make fudge, regular chocolate fudge.
Ooh, nice.
So what's your podcast about? What's going on?
We're just kind of BSing.
We're
back
just
and forth.
riffing. We just riffed.
I-
It's
I
kind of
see.
random. I mean, it's kind of a political, social commentary, I guess. We're just
Okay.
tonight. We're kind of just getting silly and just kind of riffing on goofy stuff, old times,
Old times.
funny stories, things of that nature.
Yeah.
When I'm by myself, I kind of get, excuse me, I just swallowed a fly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Pretty big
I mean, I'll get going on political stuff like that nobody wants to listen to me talk about, but I don't care. They don't have to listen. There's an on-off button to everything,
That's right. That's right.
I don't know. That's what I was telling people. It's like, hey, don't want to listen to it? Do you want to complain about it? Whatever. I'm not going to argue with
Do
you.
you have do you have a way of knowing how many listeners you have?
I have like maybe 2.3 listeners,
2.3?
average.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
very many. I think I have maybe 50 subscribers.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
It's difficult. It's hard to I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube, and since I started doing this, if I get any value out of anything, I definitely hit the like button and I subscribe because it means a lot to people that are doing it.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to put this thing together. So a lot of people will listen, I think, and then they just they don't hit the like button. They don't hit the and I hate to be that guy saying, "Oh, smash the like button and subscribe."
Well, they all do it.
I know. I
All
hate
of
doing that, though. I don't
Yeah.
want to pander to people. I figure, like, if there's value from it, then, people will hit the
They're
button.
going to be feeling it and they're going to hit the button.
I would hope so, but I know that before I started doing this, that I definitely listened to a lot of content, and I never bothered to do that because I didn't understand what it meant as far as, being monetized and the way it helped you out and the way it works with the algorithm and getting the message out. And that's really
Right.
all I'm trying to do. I mean, if I can get a couple of people, if I can get one person to maybe change their thought paradigm, then it's a success.
Yep.
I'm basically just trying to wake people up, get people to think a little bit because people they're so stupid. I mean, it's ridiculous. We are just absolutely stupid in this society right now, and we get everything
Yes,
that we
we are.
deserve. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that was another stupid TikTok. I got on TikTok the other day because I got a message from the school saying that there was some viral thing that went out about kids saying that you're supposed to go take a gun to school this Friday, and
Yeah, Friday the 17th.
I'd never been on. I kept my son home from school on Friday.
Good.
I said, you know what? We've been through so much shit in the last year. I just thought, you know what? There's just no reason to even. It'll come back on. My camera goes off every 45 minutes or so. I just thought there was no reason to even put ourselves in that kind of a position. You never know. I mean, that's the thing in this world these days. You don't know. I mean, you could go into Walmart and you're sitting there deciding whether you want to get whole milk or the blue milk, and some crazy comes in with a hand cannon, and you're done before you even know it.
That's right.
Checked out. So I don't know. Any moment could be your last on this planet. Everybody always wants to think about tomorrow, but it's like, how about think about right now?
Yeah, it's really good to live in the moment. That's for sure.
Well, that's all we have. The past is gone. Tomorrow never happened.
That's right. Yeah.
Even the right now has already passed us by with us just talking about it.
Yeah, that was moments ago.
Now it's gone. It's the past. It didn't even happen.
Yeah.
It's all a simulation.
She doesn't even know what to say. Anyway.
Well, Cindy, it's good to talk to you. What have you been up to? Are you still working in the same place?
No, I retired last year, but I
good for
still
you.
work. Yeah, I still work though, because Social Security isn't enough to live on.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, and you've also got grandchildren, I would imagine. That,
Yep.
Got to play the grandma thing.
10 grandchildren, 10,
Holy
and
balls.
1 great-grandchild. So,
Wow.
yeah, busy.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's a plethora.
Yeah, my sister.
It is definitely a
busy
plethora.
Wow.
All those
There we
personalities.
Yeah. And they're all fairly young, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, they don't get any more fun when they're like almost 14 like mine.
Yeah.
I never
that's
thought
when
I'd
the
sit there
work
I never thought I'd sit there and say I missed the days of 6, 7 years old. But now
That's
it's just
right.
like, oh God. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What now?
That's right.
What could possibly? Why?
They're not, work. I don't think until they hit the teenage years, and then it's like, oh my gosh.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
And I can't imagine the challenges that parents have these days.
Oh, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's way worse than the simple life that
Right,
we all had.
Being a single parent too is difficult. Well, you know how that goes.
I was.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's a I don't know. Get a lot more respect for it all. Being a single father is also a weird little space to occupy.
Mm-hmm.
You should see it whenever I have to go into like the Basin Authority office or anything like that. I walk in there and I feel like I'm going to get murdered by all the women in the waiting room, and I'm like, I'm just like you. I'm a single dad. It's like I've been in there. They're like, you might want to just go wait in the break room. I'm like, yeah, I think I feel more comfortable in there.
They're all shooting daggers.
Yeah, they're looking at me like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, I swear to God. Yeah, it's a weird scenario to be put in. You definitely don't get any kudos as a single dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot of kicks in the nuts.
Kudos, Mike.
Huh?
Kudos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is it a chocolate chip kudos?
Do you remember the kudos used to be so much bigger? They used to be a much bigger granola bar than they are now.
I remember we used to put them on, like when we were on baseball trips when we were kids and stuff, we'd put them on a guy's head and let him melt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like just a goofy, stupid, or you put them in somebody's shoe.
I remember when I was a teenager and I worked at Arby's.
Yeah. What'd you do with the roast beef?
We cooked it usually, but
it wasn't pre-cooked?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like pressed meat, I think.
Well, of course.
But on somebody's last day at work there, we would always hide out like behind the restaurant, And when they'd walk out, we'd spray them down with hoses.
Yeah. And then pelt them with roast beef.
Throw barbecue at them.
Was that the Arby's that was downtown?
Yeah, where the liquor store is now.
No, what was the car wash? It was like the car wash and Arby's.
Yeah, car wash, Arby's, Alberts. No, it wasn't Albertsons. It was Texaco.
Yeah. The good old days.
I don't know why I said Albertsons.
Do you remember that, Cindy?
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
What a great place.
Yep.
Cornerstone,
Both my kids worked there.
the cornerstone of
Yep.
Coyote, Wyoming.
Yeah.
The cultural epicenter of the planet.
Well, it is a place where it's an international city. People come here from all over the place because of Buffalo Bill Historical Center,
Yeah,
so.
the drunken poacher.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's got
Don't
multiple
forget
kids
women.
all over
What's
the
going
place.
on with this thing?
I don't think my grandfather was ever more angry at me than when I referred to Buffalo Bill as a drunken poacher at Thanksgiving when I was in college.
Oh my gosh.
He was very upset with me over that one. But, I
Wow.
mean, come on. I mean, we got to be real. I mean,
Well, I heard he never passed up a teepee on the prairie.
I don't believe so.
Are you saying our beloved Buffalo Bill was a womanizer, Mom?
Yeah.
He was a buffaloizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of
He
scary.
has a great many things.
I mean, when you get your namesake because you're riding on trains and you're taking out indigenous people's food source,
Yeah.
and then taking dignified individuals from said indigenous peoples and putting them in a circus sideshow and traveling the world with them, I don't know that makes you such a great person.
I know.
I mean,
Yep.
the Heart Mountain Canal System, now that's a feat of engineering that was really something. And it still is pretty impressive that he was able to do that. That's about as far into the niceties as I'll probably get. That was actually a pretty good feat of engineering when you think about it, to be able to take that water and move it from the reservoir up to around Heart Mountain.
Yeah, that definitely is a lot
at that time, and doing it just through the lock system of,
I just thought he had Native Americans carry buckets of water over there.
maybe in the beginning.
I knew it.
The Bucket Brigade, that's where that name came from. That's how they used to put out fires back in the Old West, the Bucket Brigade. Remember that?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
around. You're a lot older than I am.
Well, I wasn't there, but I just remember it from watching the old Westerns, It'd be like, the blacksmith shop is on fire.
Oh, no.
They're all at the well passing buckets. And they're, the poor last guy that's at the end of the Bucket Brigade standing right there in the blaze trying to throw a bucket of water on the building. It's engulfed in flames. He burnt some nose hairs. No more mustache for you. Oh, goodness.
Well, that there's Hairless Joe.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
It must have been fun to have been alive back then.
It would probably,
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine living here in this town when this town, the initial town is actually underneath the dam, Marquette.
right.
I just can't even imagine. Like, I go out riding my dirt bike around out here and I look at all the, it's pretty close to the, the Oregon Trail runs right through here, obviously.
Sure.
And I think about that. It's like, can you imagine being out here with nobody and you're in a covered wagon?
Yeah.
And just a bunch
Crazy.
of other idiots in covered wagons. And you don't know where you're going. And especially when you get to Cody, you got to go up over through Yellowstone Park nobody has a map.
Or
You
are
got
we going to
Sacagawea,
settle
that's
here?
it. You got Sacagawea, that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have a map. Can you imagine it's getting on wintertime and you're looking at the mountains out here going,
You better be shooting us a deer.
we got a horse and a covered wagon.
14 cans of beans.
Jeez. And syphilis.
Gross.
Syphilis rampant on the prairie.
I mean, I can't imagine how terrifying that must have been, especially, you talk about the term circle your wagons. Can you imagine that? There's no help. There's nobody coming. Like there's no help.
Yeah.
Like you got the wagon circled, and I mean, the Native Americans decide they're coming for you, and they know the land, and they know. I mean, can you imagine how terrifying that'd be in the middle of the night? The flaming arrows all of a sudden flying through your covered wagon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Screaming, yelling.
I can't imagine.
The screaming and the yelling.
You've got a musket. You got a musket.
No street light.
Yeah, you got a torch and a musket, and then your covered wagon turns into a torch.
Yeah.
Your old lady and your kids are burning up in there. You're running around like an idiot. Then you get scalped alive. You know.
Only the strong survive.
Oh my God! I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, these people complain about having it tough these days.
And we're all a result of those strong people that made it through.
I know.
You know, we're the offspring of those generations. So
look at what a bunch of wimps we are.
That's right. It's not really progress that we've come to, you know.
It's not. I was laughing. I was laughing the last time I was up at Yellowstone Park, and I took Jackson to Old Faithful or whatever, and sitting there just watching. I mean, and my brother was with me, and I looked at him. I said, "Man," I said, "if the zombie apocalypse hits right now," I said, "we're the only ones that are going to get out of this alive." And I said, "The only reason we're going to get out of this alive is because of me." You know, I'm like, look at these clowns, and these guys are walking around in capri pants, and they got their little cameras, and they're carrying diaper bags, and I mean, they're wearing like plastic shoes, and I mean, they got little kid haircuts, you know. I love seeing that on a 40-year-old man where he's got the what do they call it, a faux hawk?
The faux hawk.
Where it's like like it's purposely messed up, you know. It's like
the hard line.
they have it like cleaned up on the side, and then on the top it's like purposely messed up, but it's full of gel, so you know the guy spent like 40 minutes that morning in front of the mirror on it.
They're all walking around trying to get service on their cell phones.
Yeah, and you're looking at them going, "Good grief, what are you in 3rd grade? Come on." You know, it's either shave it off or grow it out. Be a man. You got to push it down. Oh, what a funny time.
Well, I think I'm going to head out.
All right,
Mom.
I got to go.
Yeah.
So I hope this isn't really recording.
No, you're absolutely live on the air right now.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
you're on Facebook Live. You're on Facebook Live and YouTube.
Live.
Well, let me do a special shout out to Tina because she told me she listens to your show all the time.
Oh, right on. Well, hello, Tina. Shout out to Tina. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Right on.
Hi, Tina.
I think I still have that pig that she gave Jackson back. Jackson loved that pig. That thing made the weirdest noises. He would take it up to the mountain snowboarding with us. We'd be on the chairlift and he'd pull it out of his bag, sit there and squeeze that thing, and it'd make that weird noise. So, Tina, he loved the pig.
I think she just found out, probably. So.
Yeah, I don't know where the pig is now. It's got to be around here somewhere. Either that or a dog ate it.
That cat of yours ate it, maybe.
The cat might have eaten it, too. You never know.
Thing's fat.
The mountain lion.
Anyway, Mom.
Well, Cindy, it was great talking to you. It's been too long.
Yeah, good to talk to you guys. Hey, yeah. Don't stay away so long, both of you.
Oh.
And Merry Christmas.
Yes, and Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thank you.
We'll have to get together at some point.
Hey,
I like zucchini bread.
yeah, when are we going to get a plate of that stuff?
I got to stay away from the fudge.
Oh, yeah. I love
Stay away from the fudge.
Yeah, I started eating that stuff, and it's not safe around me.
Oh, yeah. You're
Yeah.
lactose intolerant.
Yeah, it's something like that. Candy bars, ice cream. Yeah, I just really can't. I don't mess with that stuff. There's not a gallon of ice cream.
You can eat that kind of stuff if you eat your vegetables first.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that. There's not a gallon of ice cream that's safe around me. As soon as that thing's open, it's gone. I'll neck that down quicker. I'll put my vegetables in it and eat it.
Oh, gross.
Lima bean ice cream from Tillamook.
Oh, there you go.
Tillamook makes good ice cream.
Especially the lima bean.
Yeah, the lima bean and the lima and vanilla bean.
They make one with that, what do they call those? The mixed vegetables? God, those are the worst, aren't they? The carrots are like made out of wax, and those peas are like really just weird bright green, and the corn's weird. There's this weird
And
vegetables.
the lima beans.
It's right up there with fruit cocktail.
Oh, you don't like fruit cocktail?
Ugh.
Give me a cocktail.
Fruit. On that note.
All right, Mom.
All right.
All right.
Good
Cindy.
night.
Good night.
Good
Have
night.
fun.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
And we're back. And that was Tyler's lovely mother, Cindy. Haven't talked to her in a long time. Wonderful lady. Making fudge and zucchini bread.
Sounds like she's making everything.
Yeah. Everything.
Everything that is synonymous for me with Christmas. For me for Christmas.
You know what I made today?
Potato salad.
Bacon and eggs.
Oh, bacon and eggs.
I always think about Ron Swanson.
I had a bowl of cereal.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
What kind?
Fruity Pebbles.
I was just going to say, was it Three Pebbles? I always think of Ron Swanson, when he's like, give me all your bacon and eggs. And the server's walking away. He's like, wait, young man. He goes, I have a feeling that what you heard was, give me lots of bacon and eggs. He goes, what I said was, give me all your bacon and eggs.
Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson's great. If everybody could be Ron Swanson. Now that's a man's man right there. I love it. He's walking through that. He's walking through like Lowe's or whatever, and he's still wearing his Halloween costume from like the day before. And he's going. So he's got like the swashbuckler, like he's got like the puffy shirt, and the sash and the goofy pants with the high boots. And the guy's like, "Can I help you?" And he just looks at the guy and he goes, "I know more than you." Just keeps on walking. I feel like that every time I go into one of those stores. Well, can I help you? No, you can't. Absolutely not. I go into Ace and there's like two guys that I'm like, if somebody else talks to me, I'm like, no. It's like, where's Pat? Where's Archie? Like,
That sound like a 1950s comic book.
Right. But I mean, if you ever tried to talk to anybody at the Home Depot? I mean,
No.
yeah.
No, generally not.
I mean, I don't go there often anyway, since there's really nothing like that here in this town.
Yeah, we don't have really any of those mega anythings here. Walmart.
Mega Walmart.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
That's what you get.
I don't like talking to those people either.
They don't want to talk to you either. That's the thing. You can't get any help out there.
Oh, they're everywhere until you need help.
If you go back in that electric section and you're trying to get, like I was trying to get a stupid fucking HDMI cord the other night.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a $9.95 cord. And it's behind one of those locking things. It's a $10 cord. I'm looking around. It's getting on towards closing. There's nobody around. And then you finally see somebody and you're like, hey, and they come over and they just act like they're completely put off by the fact that you're asking them to unlock your $10 stupid HDMI cord.
Yeah.
It's like, why is that locked up anyways?
I'm going to be honest with you. I usually just twist the thing like this.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
And it usually just breaks free, and then I just walk up and pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't like waiting for people.
No, not out there either.
Not at Walmart.
Oh, God. And then if you ask a question, you just don't ask questions out there. Do not ask questions at Walmart. That's the first rule of Walmart is don't ask questions at Walmart. If you don't know what it is you're getting. Like I said that one night we went in there, I've got like a 15-minute time limit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't.
Clock is running.
And it starts the moment you get onto the parking lot.
And I hit 20 minutes in there, man, and I get buggy. I'm like, it's time. Like, even if I'm going in there for a $300, $400 grocery run.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm going this out, boom, boom, bobbing, weaving, filling that cart up, out. 25 minutes hits, and you're in danger if you're in my way in there. I get weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it in there.
Eyeball starts twitching.
Yeah, I just get really irritable. I can't even imagine working there. Spending a whole 8 hours in there. I mean, God bless all you. God bless all you that do work out there.
Especially during Christmas. Oh, yeah, everybody's just a zombie in there, dude.
Oh, and everybody that comes in is under stress, and they're, especially right now, everybody's, hard up for, money is tough this year and everything. I mean, people are having a hard time. I mean, And you're going in there and you're trying to. Christmas is a tough time, anyways. It's always a difficult time because especially as a parent, you're thinking, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I mean, I know that for a number of years dumping $3,000, $5,000, $6,000,
Yeah.
and then you watch the kids just break the shit as soon as they get it.
Yeah, it's like
or it goes in a corner, and then you got to pick it up, and then you put it in a corner someplace, and then it just sits there, and and you're like, what did I do this for?
How many hours did I spend making the money to be able to buy that thing?
And kids just think that that's what it, and then you try. Now we're going to get off on a whole different thing. I mean, for one thing, Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. First of all,
no.
And it coincides with Yule. That's the only reason that holiday is right there where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all about converting the pagans. I mean, and you look at the original Christmas gifts was what? Frankincense? Myrrh. What is that?
Also gold, though.
There was gold. I don't know how much gold. What if you gave your kids frankincense and myrrh for Christmas? I should try that this year. Here you go. Here's some frankincense. Where do you get frankincense?
What exactly is frankincense?
That is a good question. You should Google it.
I will. Hey, maybe you could probably buy like a frankincense,
like Frankenstein and light them on fire.
Yeah, well, like a frankincense.
What is frankincense? Anybody? What's myrrh?
I don't know.
M-Y, isn't it spelled weird? It's like M-Y-R-R-H?
Yeah, something like that.
And those guys were just wandering around out there in the desert with it, looking at the stars.
Is it Frank E-N or I-N?
I think it's E-N. But then I think it's spelled like C-E-N-S-E.
There you go. Frankincense. It's I-N.
Oh, it's I-N.
It says here, frankincense is an aromatic resin used in incense and perfumes, obtained from the trees of the genus Boswellia in the family Bursericae. The word is from Old French, franc, incense.
So the tree or the shrub that it came from is from France?
I mean, yeah, I'd imagine.
Is there a picture of the bush?
There is not. Oh, yeah, the Boswellia plant. Right.
And it's still around.
Yeah.
And they use it for incense as well.
There you go.
Well, it looks like weird.
Looks like a pile of boogers.
It's a bush. Where's myrrh come from? We're just answering all the world's questions tonight. I don't know what the fuck we're doing, people. I hope we're entertaining somebody because this is just dumb.
This is.
We've really digressed here.
Myrrh has two R's in it. M-Y-R-R-H.
Right. That's what I thought it was. M-Y-R-R-H.
It's also a gum resin.
Right.
Extracted from
the gum tree. A
number of small thorny tree species of the genus Commiphora. Myrrh resin has been used throughout history as a perfume, incense, and medicine. Myrrh mixed with posca, or wine, was common across ancient cultures for general pleasure and as an analgesic.
Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. And why would you take that to a baby? Especially if that baby was God. Do you think the God baby needed that stuff?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to get into the whole thing on that whole deal, but that whole story is a mess. It really is a dumpster fire.
Really is.
I mean, come on, Joseph. Really? Really?
Come on, guy.
Really? It's no wonder they had to take off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be shunned.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was probably very embarrassed, and then they came up with a story. God impregnated her. And then the baby is God and Jesus and the Holy Ghost at one time. And a carpenter. Where was his tool bags?
What did they use for tool bags back then?
Good question. Now, how was one a car? What did they use? What did they have? I mean, you don't ever see any. I mean, you see like the pictures of Jeebus, just the beard, the white robe, or on the cross, or carrying the cross with the crown of thorns. But I mean, where's his tool bag?
I don't know, but all those pictures also depict him as white.
Where is his steel-toe boots? He was definitely not white.
No, he's Middle Eastern.
There's no way. I mean, no. I mean, he was. Well, maybe he was. He was. He was God and Jesus, and the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Trinity. He was all three. Born of a virgin mother and came back to life.
He has a lot of talent.
He had something going.
Anyway.
There was a lot of imaginative motherfuckers back then. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I'm not going to even argue about it because it's just silly. It's like the whole thing with arguing evolution or creationism. None of us were there.
Yeah, we don't.
I mean, I've been here since 1976. Do I have a fucking clue? Science don't even have a clue. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody sits there and I always get a kick out of that because everybody, what are you doing? You messing with things?
I was just messing with
pushing
things.
buttons.
I was.
Yeah.
It looked
You
like
know
that
what?
light was
You know what grinds my gears?
when people push your buttons.
Pushing buttons.
Well,
I mean, to sit there and argue about some things like that is just hilarious, you know. And for people to say, "I know this," I know science says this. Science. Well, look at what science has done with this fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
Science has changed on the pandemic on almost a daily basis. It's changed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they've lied. They've made shit up. It's just and we just sit here and go for the ride. Oh well, the cookie elf said that we got to wear 3 masks today, or we won't get any fudge stripes.
Plus the masks over your ears.
Right. Yeah, because you can get contagious through the ears.
Yeah.
It can either seep out of your ears or it can go in through the ears.
It's an auditory illness.
Right, and then you also have to walk around with a cork up your ass.
Oh.
Because it can be anally extruded or contracted.
I know a lot of people that have been doing that for years anyway.
Yeah, you gotta go walk around looking like Officer Stick Butt. Yeah.
Walking around like
I mean, it's just amazing that we even listen to the things that these fucking idiots are saying. They don't fucking know.
Nobody knows.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm probably going to get censored. I mean, it's funny because everything that I've said about the whole goddamn mess has pretty much come true. You know, I mean, it's all been right on the money, and that's just saying that, this is all just a bunch of nonsense.
Hooey and
it's
nonsense.
Nonsensical. And you got a jab that doesn't work. They're like, well, you got to get it because, it doesn't work. You can still get the thing, but if you get the jab and your 18 boosters, then it won't be as bad. And we're talking about something with a mortality rate of what, 0.89%?
I know.
Something like that.
0.89%, and it has crippled the entire globe.
I know. It's shown us how fucking retarded we all are. Oh, no, I said the R word. That'll probably get fucking censored, too. I mean, how stupid are we? It's just amazing. On a day-to-day basis, it just amazes me more and more how dumb we are. I mean, and at first, walking around, I found myself, I'd have to go down to that school, and I've got a shop full of good masks, right? Like the real mask, like a legit, like N95, right?
Right.
That's not going to stop it. Because, I mean, I spray things every day that have, VOCs in.
Sure.
Those masks don't do anything.
Right.
I have to wear a particulate respirator and have it on the whole time and be clean shaven and make sure that the mouthpiece on the mask is correct and that I'm getting a clean seal. I mean, I got to put that thing on, put my hands over each canister, breathe in, and make sure that I'm getting like suction on that thing where it's like I'm not breathing any air through it, right? When I put my hands over it. Otherwise, I know that there's going to be particulate matter coming in.
Sure.
You got people wandering around wearing, I mean, like I'd go to the middle school, and I just on purpose, I'd put a bandana around my face just because I wanted to feel like a bank robber,
I just usually wore like one of those gaiters.
I wonder why bank robberies haven't gone up.
Yeah.
I mean, because, if you got to go in there and you got to wear one, I don't know. Like, prior to this, like, if you walked into a bank with a mask on, you're immediately on blast.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Like, they're looking at you going, hey, okay, this guy just came in with
something's fishy.
But when everybody's wearing, it's surprising to me. I wonder, I'd like to look at those numbers and see what they are. See if bank robberies have spiked during this whole thing. One would think that they have.
Yeah.
Because bank robbers are number 2 as far as recidivism. There's something about robbing banks that guys go back to doing it. And the only group of criminals that have a higher recidivism rate are sex offenders. Right.
Yeah.
They're number 1. Bank robbers are number 2. And for some reason, they always go out and they do it again. And the average haul on a bank robbery is $1,400. It's not that much money.
No, that's not even a good month's
and you're getting it. And if you, most of them use a note. If you do use anything like my old buddy Charlie, he got out at 82 years old. He went all the way across the country. He absconded from Halfway House, got a vehicle, went to Oregon, got a bunch of money from somebody up there, and was trying to get down to Nogales to go make a drug deal. And he was robbing banks along the way. At 82 years old.
Huh.
And I hope he's still with. I don't know. I've tried to find him. They say he's not in custody. I've seen the whole story. I know. He wasn't getting back out because he used a pellet gun on this one. Even using a pellet gun gets you the gun beef on it, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at a mandatory 5-year deal if you just pass a note. If you have anything looking like a gun, and then boom, you're up to 10.
What about like a squirt gun?
Anything that resembles a fire. Yeah, anything that resembles it. So he'd gone to Walmart and got a little pellet gun on his last one, and he used that. And he'd never done that before. We played backgammon every day. And I asked him about how he did it. And he would just do it while he was out just traveling. It was like fun for him. He was an old man.
Be a rush.
He was old. He was an old man. He was an old man. And when I got out, I said, Charlie, you're going to be 82 when you get out, man. I said, what are you going to do? He goes, I figure I got a couple more moves left in me.
Huh.
And I'm like, dude, really? At that age? And he goes, well, what am I going to do? He goes, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to send me back here and I can sit here on the bench and feed the birds? Well, I guess you got a point. The old man, though, he got out of Halfway House, went all the way to Georgia, went all the way to Oregon, and then ended up getting hemmed up in Arizona. And if anybody knows anything about Charlie, that'd be cool. I sent emails and stuff to the local newspaper down there in the town where he got jammed up. He said he'd go into small towns and he'd just like sit at the diner and watch, watch who was coming, who was going at what times, pay attention to when when the police change shifts.
Sure.
And he said he always went in with just a note, but then the last time for some reason he goes in with his pellet gun, and got jammed up. But it just shows you, man, it's crazy. There's something about it that those guys just keep going back to it.
Well, yeah.
And it's not a big haul. It's not a big haul. It's just got to be the rush.
It's got to be.
Because you can do anything to get $1,400. It's not that hard.
No.
And to do it, legit. I don't know.
Well, you got to think, like, if you did one every 2 weeks, one bank robbery every 2 weeks, that's a $36,000 a year job.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't really romanticize that.
No.
That's working at Walmart.
Yeah.
Or wherever. Granted, it's not a shitty cheese job, and you don't have to punch a clock every day. You're only working once every 2 weeks if you do that.
You're not paying taxes.
No, you're not. But you're also, every time you do it, you're putting yourself at a higher risk.
And you're constantly having to look over your shoulder. You're
on the run. You're having to change vehicles. You're having to, steal license plates from cars. You're having to figure out an escape route. You're having to,
Maybe that's where it comes from. Just all the planning and everything.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's like.
But then to go in and go through all that and come away with $1,400 is pretty. I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean,
I've never thought of that. I never thought that would even be a good idea.
no. I have a friend, and I think
I mean, that's pretty dumb.
his plan though is like if he gets old, he's gonna go rob like some small bank and
then what?
And
Take
just
his $1,400 and do what?
no. If he gets caught, that's just his retirement plan. If he gets
Go
old
steal $1,400.
and get caught,
No, and then
and just retire.
get
back
3 hots in a cot.
Yeah, and retire back to prison.
And that's kind of what my buddy was saying too.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd been down for so long. I think that at that point he didn't. His family was pretty much. He was pretty much estranged from all his family, and yeah, I mean that's what when I told him, I said, "What are you talking about, man?" I said, "82. Yeah, that's what you're going to do." And that's what his answer was. He goes, "Well, what's the worst thing that can happen?" He goes, "I end up back here feeding the birds."
Yeah.
And he didn't have it bad, and I mean he was perfectly fine with everything. I mean we had our time every day for backgammon, and he taught me how to play backgammon, which was pretty cool because I never knew how to play that shit.
I don't know how to play that.
I mean, it was fun. It was always. I mean, I enjoyed the shit out of it.
That's the one with the
You got the little
triangles on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And
And
I should get one of those. I should actually make some. I should make some of those.
Yeah.
I bet I could make those and sell them.
To backgammon enthusiasts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Handmade backgammon kit.
Sure.
I didn't know how to play. He told me when he's like, hey, he goes, "Hey, young man," he goes, "You know how to play backgammon?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, you want to learn?" I said, "Not really." And he basically was like, "No, come on, I'm going to teach you how to play." And I mean, I tell you what, every day religiously after chow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, from 1 to 2 o'clock, I was sitting right there with that old man playing backgammon.
Yeah.
I remember one day sitting there, and there was a whole fiasco going on the yard, and I'm looking outside, and I see all the lieutenants and the warden and all the fucking cops and shit, and they're coming across the yard, and I go, "Charlie," I said, they're going to be coming in here in about 5 minutes, and they're going to be yelling my last name. And I said, "I want you to go back and get all my letters and all the pictures of my kids." I said, "You can have all the commissary I got. Here's the combo to my locker. Anything back there is yours." I said, "But please get my letters and get all my photos." And he goes, "They're not coming for you." I said, "Yeah, they are. Just wait. Just one." I said, "Just wait." And it was like 2 minutes later. They're up there at the grill. File. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, here we go." Cuffed and stuffed. Off to the shoe we go.
Why is it
The
called the
old
shoe?
Special Housing Unit, SHU.
Social housing unit. That makes sense. So we call it the hole in the state.
Yeah. It's a shoe in there. It's a lot of fun. Tell you what, you either figure out who you are or you get real buggy.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen either way.
Things get a little weird.
Dudes get real weird in there, man. Dude. Dudes get crazy in there, man. No, not shaving and shit. Just like huge wild beards and talking to themselves.
Yeah.
And guys quit going out to rec. Like, as white boys, it was mandatory in there that you go to rec. Like, you got rec every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it would be early in the morning. It'd be cold as shit out there. But you went. You had to. Like, mandatory. Like, because we all understood that you have got to at least get out of that cell for at least, I mean, they just put you in the dog kennel was no bigger than this room.
Sure.
And guys would just sit there and walk in circles around it.
Did you have a pull-up bar and shit in there?
No, we had chain link. But so you'd walk your, what I would do is I would walk like 2 laps, and then I would stop and just jump and grab the chain link.
Oh, yeah.
And do like 15 or 20 pull-ups on the chain link.
Wow.
And drop down and maybe do a couple burpees and then keep, walk around 2 more times.
I hate burpees.
Dude, burpees. Oh God, we used to do these we call them Navy SEALs.
What was your Navy SEAL? Where you bring your
you drop down, you push yourself up, and then one hand goes across, right this way. You go back down, the other hand goes across. You go back down, and then you take your right leg and you cross it under your left leg and kick it out. Go back down, take your left leg, kick it under your right leg, and then back up.
Yeah, there's all sorts of.
Yeah, it was like, oh no, you didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. On the front side, you'd take your right arm and you'd pick it up. So you'd go up, and it was like a one-handed push-up. So you'd go up, and your right hand would go up this way. You go down, and then your left hand. And then you'd do the leg cross. So it was, in effect, doing 2 one-handed push-ups. What are you looking at?
Your shirt.
Yeah. Don't try.
I won't.
The harder you try, the less you succeed. Don't try at all. Get everything you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some Bukowski right there.
Yeah.
And the dude.
Yeah. I was just thinking about
the dude.
Yeah. Second reference. This is
I've actually got that tattooed on my leg. Don't try. That's what's on Bukowski's gravestone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no try. Just do or do not.
Right. Yeah. Yoda.
Yeah.
It's true.
There is.
There is no try. If you try, then you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You either did or you didn't. I always love that. I tried my best. Well, obviously not good enough.
Yeah.
Why not just say, I failed?
I failed, but I learned something.
Say, I'll get it next time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Halfway through, I decided I didn't want to do it anymore, and I quit.
Exactly. Well, and, the thing is, like, Gary Vee that I was showing you earlier, that interview he was doing with the Zuck, he embraces failure.
Yeah.
He enjoys it. And I'm much the same way. If I fall flat on my face, I know that I'm going to get something out of it.
Sure.
I know I won't do that again. I've been trying to tell my son the same thing. It's like, dude, you are going to fail in life. There's no way around it.
Well,
You're going to fall on your face. It's like, it doesn't give you the free right to it doesn't give you the green light to just go be a jackass, I mean, that's not the situation. If you're out there giving things your best effort, you are going to fail. You're going to look at the game of baseball. I spent a ton of my life playing baseball, a game where if you succeed 3 out of 10 times, you're one of the better players on the team.
Yeah.
You're failing 7 out of 10 times. Talk about a beat your ass game. But that's life too.
Well, yeah, and failure is only a catastrophe if you fail to learn something. Really.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
and if you're out there on jackass status and just flailing and flopping, then yeah, you get what you get. But personally, I've failed at so many things that I've given my best effort on, my best thoughts, my best plan of attack, my best way to go.
Yeah,
and you fall on your head, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, and then you succeed at those things
Right,
that you
learn.
no thought at all to also, you know what I mean?
That's where wisdom comes from. Wisdom doesn't just you don't just get wisdom just from being alive.
No.
And you don't get better by just by everything going okay. What you get from that is mediocrity.
Yeah.
If you and you can do that. I know plenty of guys that have done that. They go and they get the college degree, and they get a job as a fucking accountant, and they go to Office Space every day.
And then they write a lot of checks.
And they've got a minivan. They can't do shit. They got 2.3 kids. They got a wife they can't stand. And they're just going through motions and paying bills. It's a human checkbook. Hating life. But guess what? But that's because they lived a life where they didn't want to have any failure. They were too scared to do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would rather, I don't know, man. I'd rather go out and do something that people, the thing is that you can't be afraid to embarrass yourself.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's
you got to have basically no shame.
Yeah.
You got to be able to laugh at yourself too.
Got to get rid of that pride.
Yeah. What was that? Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames in Pulp Fiction telling me, pride fucking with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take that, everybody takes a beating. I don't care who you are. And if you don't, then you're living a life of mediocrity.
Yeah.
If you don't take it doesn't have to be a physical beating. You've got to fail. It's like Hunter Thompson said, how do you know the edge if you haven't stepped over it? You don't. If you just sit there and live in this little safety bubble, pack your little sack lunch and put on your Dockers and getting your crossover Subaru SUV or whatever. Go park in your little parking space and sit in a cube. Can you imagine sitting in a fucking cubicle?
Ugh.
Dude, I cannot eat. I love that part of the office space when
When
Peter just he zips all the clips out and he's sitting there gutting fish. Lumberg's like, yeah, I'm okay. Go ahead and get this put back together there for you.
That's a good movie.
He's like, I don't know, Lumberg. I got a meeting with the Bobs. I didn't know about a meeting with them. And I mean, because he didn't give a shit, he was the guy that got the promotion and everything, you know? I mean, his buddies get fired. Milton ends up in the basement.
Hey,
Sitting there listening to corporate accounts payable. This is Nina speaking.
just
Yeah,
a
man,
moment.
just a moment. Yeah.
Did you know that Swingline didn't make a red stapler until that movie came out?
Really?
Yeah.
I'd never seen a red one before.
Yeah, they painted it red themselves.
I have a green swing line somewhere in here. I don't know where it's at. I think it's up there on the up there. But I've always had a green swing line. I never had a Boston.
Never had a Boston.
I've also got a Porter cable that runs off a 20-volt battery. Now that'll staple some shit.
I bet.
It works way better than the swing line. You can, you can staple some 3/4 OSB with that thing. It kind of blows through papers. I don't know. I just can't even imagine. I mean, to work in an office, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to insult anybody. And if that's, for me personally, negative red leader. No.
No. Not for me.
No. That time, that little time period that I worked at a bank, oh my God. I mean, I had sweaters and button-up shirts.
You were an office manager for a.
I was at
a
a
dental office.
Yeah, that was interesting too.
Yeah.
That was not my forte. Oh God,
Forgot about that.
I didn't like that very much. Did not like that at all. I remember when I was in college, there was a guy that showed up, and I don't know what he was doing on campus. He was doing he was like kind of a Mike Rowe type of guy, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he talked to me, and he's just like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, this isn't what you're supposed to be doing, man. He's like, you need to be out working with your hands, and I was like, whoa, and 100%. I mean, I'm trying to do some different things now that are along some different lines, but I mean, it has just to do with what we're doing right now and doing some writing and this and that. And,
Yeah.
I mean, there comes a time where you get sick of getting beat up. I mean, I'll be 46 here before too long. I mean, I haven't felt my feet in like almost 3 years. I really don't want to be climbing up ladders or anything anymore. I probably need to go see a doctor. I don't know. What's he going to do? Give me new feet?
Mama says there's magic shoes.
Give me some Dr. Scholl's. Some Forrest Gump shoes. You see me walking around with braces on. Old school shits. Can you imagine if they still did that to kids?
Oh, man.
People walking around with all, didn't get those things oiled up that week. Creaking all over the place.
You could never sneak out of the house.
God. The other thing I don't see kids with anymore is that headgear with the braces. Do they do that anymore?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just do like that Invisalign shit, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or having to put in do they do the thing that you put in at night?
The retainer?
The retainer?
I don't know. I think they do, but I think they're all like clear and shit. I don't think they're all wired up like they used to be.
Yeah.
I remember kids would have to put that wax. They would have to put that wax on that shit and then put the rubber bands on.
Oh, those rubber bands. I remember.
I remember kids that they would snap like in class. The rubber bands would snap and you'd hear, and then they'd be all freaked out if they didn't have any more rubber bands with them. They'd always have those little yellow like manila envelopes with the rubber bands.
Yeah.
I
carry it around their shirt.
And then they'd get done eating lunch and they'd have like lettuce and shit stuck in their teeth.
Yeah.
And then the guy, it was always like the dudes that wouldn't brush their teeth and they'd have like green shit growing in those things.
Yeah.
And then the headgear.
get paired up with them for a science project, and you're like, ugh.
You're walking around with that halo on your head. I always felt bad for them. They said I needed them, but I was like, nope.
Braces? Yeah.
I was like, no.
I mean, obviously,
Negative.
I didn't get braces, but
Me either. No, nah. My brother did. He had to wear that shit around for a while.
which one?
My middle brother.
Yeah.
I don't want to put him out there on blast.
Yeah.
Anybody knows knew that he had to have the thing anyway.
I couldn't
that was back when they had the headgear and the retainer and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I couldn't remember.
the kids always lose their retainer. Remember, they'd lose them in the trash can and shit.
Yeah, they put it on their lunch tray.
Right, you'd get back from lunch and kid would start freaking out in like math class. You know, and then he's in there in the you know, they'd send him down to the cafeteria and
He's digging through everybody's leftover
the
lunches.
custodians have already taken the trash like out to the dumpster and he's out there in the dumpster digging through trying to find the thing that's all full of like fucking mayonnaise and shit. Go rinse it off in the drinking fountain, pop that thing in.
My mom's gonna kill
My
me.
dad, yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. My dad will kill me if I come home without my retainer. I remember kids getting beat over that shit. Back when you could beat kids.
The good old days.
You'd catch like 3 beatings in a day. Catch one from your teacher, catch one from the principal, and then catch one from the old man when you get home.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You just wanted to find some Charmin.
Silly.
Go into school next day, go sit down and just... Oh, right or wrong, I don't know. I don't know. I don't beat my kid. I've wanted to. But you know, really what good's that do?
Maybe beat some sense into him, but
I don't think that
doesn't
works.
really
It doesn't
work.
work that way.
it doesn't.
It doesn't work that way because you just, I mean, we got plenty of beatings and it just, when it got to the point where you're old enough to where when you just laughed at them.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever laughed at one of them, you know?
Oh, then it got a little...
And then it was like, at that point, it's like, you ain't got nothing. Now I'm going to rebel.
Yeah.
It's like, now watch me go.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like
You can't hurt me anymore.
the fear of the beating has been kind of keeping me in a little bit of line, but it's like now that it doesn't even faze me and I just laugh about it, you know, it's like, I mean, it's like the first time you go with the old man and you get the better, you know, it's like, that's done. And every young man goes through that.
Sure.
The time, you know, you're going to fight your dad. I'm waiting for him. He's got a ways to go, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a minute. I remember listening to Josh Wolf. He was talking about that on a stand-up thing, and he said he was asking, like, the crowd, and, you know, he said, how many guys you fought your dad or whatever, you know, and one guy up front, he's like, hey, you know, and he's like, how old were you? And he goes, 30. And he goes, 30? And the guy's answer was, well, it was the first time I ever thought I really had a chance. That's going to be him.
Smothering you in your nursing home.
Yeah. No nursing home for me. If I ever get into a place in my life where I can't wipe my own ass, I'm checking out, dude.
Yeah. Swan
Straight up, man. That's done. That's a done deal. Kevorkian or not, I'll figure it out. I mean, it ain't that hard. I mean, I'm sure you were probably locked up with those guys that always tried to, they did the fake attempts at, you know, like the classic cry for help, suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had one of those in my unit. I just started calling him Suicide Watch. As you just do it all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And finally, I went up to him one day. I was like, dude, you know, I said, there's people in here that can help you with this. I mean, if you can't figure it out, dude, like, you know, I was like, but if you get our unit locked down again by doing this shit, I'm like, you might end up in that position, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, because every time you do it, then, you know, unit's locked down and off he goes on the stretcher. And I mean, it was the half-ass attempts.
Yeah.
The classic cry for help, like, pay attention to me. Finally, I was like, dude, you know, I mean, this can be facilitated.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you can't figure it out, somebody in here can.
Seemed like a lot of times that shit would happen for us after we were locked down at night.
Yeah.
So we didn't get, any additional lockdown. But I was glad it never was my cellie. I never had that.
Yeah, that's good.
That ordeal.
I had one check himself in. And of course I got jammed up on that. I got hauled up to the fucking office and everything. I'm like, and I didn't tell him to go check in. I mean, I was getting close to getting out. I was just trying to make things. I mean, he couldn't stay in my cell anymore. I found out what he was all about. I was just like, dude, here's the deal. You're getting moved. I mean, I went and put in a cell move for him. And I was like, you're going up there. And, I said, I ain't gonna put you on blast. I said, I don't want nothing to do with it. I want to go home.
Yeah, down in Torrington.
And what did he do? He went and ran across the yard and pushed the button.
Down there in Torrington, it used to Wyoming. They got rid of checking. You can't check yourself in. There's no more.
Really? Oh, that's crazy.
There's no more protective custody.
Really?
Yeah.
They're just all out on the yard.
Yeah.
Well, you were telling me about that one dude that got checked by a Cho.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, and then he tried to go sit at like the white tables where he's at.
Tried to, and he just walked up and plopped his ass down.
Oh, dude, that's not even. No.
Yeah. Like what?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh God, no. Oh, that's crazy.
It was funny.
But I don't know. I guess if you're sitting there and you're trying to, if you're short to the door and that happens, I guess, what do you do? The one thing I learned too with the whole thing is that you can ride or die with the car, but the car won't ride or die with you.
Yep.
They don't give a fuck about you, man. They'll just let you sit in that shoe and fucking rot. They don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Once they get out, they fucking turn their back on you, man. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I've met very few genuine people.
Nah, man, and there ain't no loyalty and all that race shit either, man.
No.
That whole all that's just fucking bullshit. I mean, the people that did the most for me, I mean, I had some really solid dudes they were white boys that I rolled with, but I mean, when it came down to the whole damn thing, and I really needed people to help me out, I'll tell you what, man, there was a cast of different folks that were there for me.
Yeah.
And that made me realize, I mean, the last part of my bit, I realized, like, who my friends were, And it's not, it's seldom as who you think they are. Crazy fucking life.
Yeah. I found out a lot of the super solid dudes that I thought, were my friends and stuff after I got out.
Yeah.
They really just ended up dirtbagging me in a lot of different ways.
Right. And that's the thing, man. I mean, yeah, people do whatever it is. I mean, and it's kind of like how you and I were before, like, we got into shit, I mean, we thought we had all these friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many people I thought, that told, oh, yeah, we're going to look out for you while you're away, but never heard from any of them ever again.
No.
And then coming out, if you did run into one of them, I mean, the first thing I wanted to do is just go get fucked up. And I was like, hey, look, dog, I'm on fucking, like...
I'm on paper.
Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to do right here because I want this chapter of my life done with. It's like, so I ain't fucking around, And then at that point, they don't want to hang out with you.
No.
I mean, and that's the thing, man. I mean, those type of people, they just wanted you around for, when it was being Good Time Charlie and being a dink and fucking off and... I mean, like you and I have stayed friends through the years, and I mean, I mean, I'd do anything for you, I mean,
likewise.
I mean, but there's not too many motherfuckers like that out there. I've got a handful of them, and
I got a partial handful.
I got a nub. I don't know. I don't even know where we went with this tonight. I guess we talked to Cindy.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thanks for the conversation, Cindy. It was good talking to you if you're listening.
Yeah, it was great,
and
Mom.
we'll have to, I don't know, we'll have to catch up. I always remember that Christmas at your mom's house before I went away.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was a good time.
That was a good Christmas.
It was a great time. Yeah, it was fun.
She made that triple berry cobbler stuff.
Yeah, oh, God.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That shit was so good.
Oh. It was so good.
Yeah, it was. That was a fun time. For sure.
Oh, man. Hey, and then we went and said, old Mike Reedy.
Yeah.
We went and saw him with that.
Yeah.
You remember that pint of...
the Blue, the Johnny Blue.
No, it wasn't Johnny Blue. It was Christian Brothers brandy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that shit was horrible.
Yeah, it was. I remember drinking it. He had I think his dad, when he showed up here, had a bottle of the blue they bought him or whatever.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I think I don't know, it was me and Badoon, and you might have been there.
I wasn't there that time, but he
Yeah.
I think because his dad left that bottle. I think.
Yeah, yeah. God, this mic is popping like crazy. I gotta fix that. I don't know. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you, G-Bus. Take me out with a bong hit. All right. Hey, the camera went out anyway.
Perfect timing.
Until next time, we're gonna leave you with a little bit of Tom McDonald, the dude. Laters.
There's no controlling me. I sold my soul and stole the gold from royalty. I'm locked and loaded till the motor overheats. I'll rock the boat in seas I'm not supposed to be. The Holy Ghost is in my broken bones, and heaven only knows what being poked awoke in me. The homes of those who tried to slow my roll and throw me to the wolves will turn out burnt and smoldering. I'm filling the coffins with everything that I wanted, and then I'll drag them behind me so they will not be forgotten. I hit the bottle so often that when I did hit the bottom, it didn't hurt even a bit, but now I proceed with caution. And I've been haunted by rotten bodies. The path that I plotted been full of haters and demons. I burned a bridge when I crossed it. I got $1 in my pocket that I'm saving just in case I get to where I'm headed and I still need change. I feel the ghost of rock and roll take hold of me. An overdose of I don't care what you believe. So fuck them all. I'm Jimmy Page, I'm Kurt Cobain, I'm Rolling Stone, lay guns and roses across my grave. Ashes to ashes, mama. Ashes to ashes, mama. This shit is blood and guts to me, it's mud and rust to me. That type of feeling when you love destructively. Its claws are stuck in me, it promised luxury. If I said I trust you, you were dumb for trusting me. Hate me publicly or wait for company, or pray to God your devil never summons me. Either way, you don't have shit to say without a Tom McDonald. You exist because of me. I'm fueling the fire with little beautiful liars. They burn the brightest, then I pull out every tooth with the pliers. They get a funeral suitable for the rumors that ruined all of the truth in my music. I took the food out the fryer. I've been held back without a burn. My boots made of iron. I keep a cooler full of booze cause I'm a juvenile tyrant. I never lose, I give him Lucifer, and he knows who I am. So when you meet him, say I said what up, there's 0 survivors. I feel the ghost of rock